Hi guys, I'm Jessica and welcome back to my channel. So happy you're here and you could make it. And if you haven't checked out my last video where I do a little vlogging and I also go book shopping, make sure to go check that out. So for today's video, I'm going to give you 5 books I think you should read before the end of the year. These are just really great books that I have recently read or have read in the past, and I want to share them with you guys. Because this year has been so chaotic, I want to give you some really great books to not only lift your spirits, but to maybe teach you a few things. And overall, just really great books I think you should try to squeeze in if you have time to read before this year finally ends. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first book is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. And I know I've spoken about this book a few times on my channel, but it is honestly such a joy and brings a smile to my face every time I do talk about it because it is just that good. So it's essentially about a man named Linus Baker. He is a caseworker for the department in charge of magical youth. He pretty much is in charge of making sure that orphanages are up and running and up to par, and if they're not, then he chooses whether to keep them open or to close down that orphanage. Well, he sets on this adventure, or this case that he's assigned to. He goes to this orphanage and the children have something special about them. I don't want to spoil it. Just think of the Umbrella Academy. So very, very similar to the Umbrella Academy, but Linus Baker ends up falling in love with the children and the whole idea of this orphanage. And it is just so heartwarming and charming and loving and lighthearted, but also has some really great messages in here just about treating people equally, don't judge a book by its cover, and just loving everyone in this book. And I absolutely think it is so well needed in this year, especially since this year has been so wild. But I highly recommend this book. It is an adult fiction book, but I would say it could be considered YA. It reads very YA to me. Really, really lighthearted and fun and sentimental and just everything you want in a good book. So I highly recommend The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune if you have not read it before. All right, so my second book to read is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. Stieg Larsson, I'm probably saying his name wrong, but this book, so good, you guys. Honestly, this is one of my favorites. Most of you have probably already have seen the movie or have read the book or one of the other, but I highly recommend, if you have not read this, to pick it up. It is about 580 pages, so it is quite long. However, it is so thrilling and so gripping that you honestly don't feel that it's that. So essentially it is this mystery that we are uncovering of this Swedish woman who's disappeared, and this famous journalist named Michael Blomkvist, I think that's his name, Michael Blomkvist, is set out to unveil this story of this Swedish family. And then obviously on his side is Elizabeth Salander, who is a total badass in my opinion, absolute queen. This book is so engaging and really, I was just hooked from page 1. So I highly recommend it. If you're in your house and it's cold winter day and you need a good book to read, something that is going to keep you hooked, I highly recommend The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And let's just get into this cover. Gorgeous. All right, so this third book I'm recommending is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a... You guessed it, guys. And this book is by Mark Manson. This book, I read it a long time ago, but it's still, some of its principles still resonate with me. It's a nonfiction book, so I guess it'd be like a self-help book. I don't know if you want to consider it that. But this is perfect to read before the end of the year, simply because oftentimes when the year comes to a close, you feel like a little down, or you feel like you're in a slump, maybe you have seasonal depression. you just feel really burnt out, and this book really hits you like a punch in the gut. Very hard and sharp. So if you're into that, read this. No, but seriously, this book is really focuses on how we have a lot of small things that go on in our life, but it is important to look at the bigger picture and how often our problems are not as trivial as we may make them. I will say that if you are very sensitive, you may not like this book because it gives you the very harsh facts about life and is very honest. However, if you like that, gut punch, then definitely read this. It's kind of like a slap in the face sometimes that your mom would give you, or your friend that would be like, get out of it, kind of like that call to reality. This book definitely does that for you, but it is so good, especially if you are, in a slump or just feeling really burnt out. This book is a good reminder to get your together. So I would definitely recommend this book. It's so good. Very quick read. It probably took me like a day and a half to read it. It's like 150 pages, I think. But yeah. So this fourth book is The Girl with a Louding Voice by Abby Daré. And guys, this is one of my top favorite books, honestly, from this year. And it is just so good. I won't say that this is a very lighthearted book or very fun to read, as there were several parts in this book that I really wanted to cry a little bit. It definitely pulls at your heartstrings. But I will say, overall, in the end, it does make me hopeful and a little joyful in the end. This book is just so well written by Abby Daré. I hope to read more from her. It's about a 14-year-old girl who lives in Nigeria. Her name is Adani. And she pretty much is sold into marriage to this older man who is awful and abusive. And how Adani really goes through these life travesties, honestly, and how she prevails when the only thing that she really wants to do is get her education. It's pretty much her last wish, to her mother before her mom dies. Ooh, hopefully that doesn't spoil it. But Adani really wants just to pursue an education, and it seems like life just keeps getting in the way. And I think this is such a beautiful testament to not only women in Nigeria, but young girls everywhere that really just struggle with seeking education when they are dealt a very hard card in life. Hard card. Bad card? I don't know. I'll get back to that one. But this book is absolutely incredible. If you only read one book from this list, read this one because it has such a special place in my heart. It honestly is so heartwarming in the end. I keep saying in the end because in the end it comes kind of back full circle, but it's just such an incredible book, and I know you won't be disappointed. Alright guys, so the fifth and final book, I'm ending it with a bang, is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Honestly, any of the Heartstopper volumes, this just so happens to be volume 1, but any of them are just so good, so good. This is about two classmates, Charlie Spring and Nick Nelson. They end up meeting, falling for each other, and then they have this like cool friendship. Well, it goes back and forth, and it honestly is just about being a teenager, being in school, falling in love, friends, all of that good stuff. And it is so well written. It's really mindful of just everyone in the story. And this is also a graphic novel. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but it reads so fast. Honestly, I got through this within like an hour. It's so quick, and there's these awesome pictures in here. One of my favorite graphic novels, I mean, I don't read a lot of graphic novels, but from what I have read, this is a favorite of mine, the Heartstopper series. So light and heartwarming and sweet and sugary, and if you just want something that is really fun, easy to read, I highly recommend you pick this one up. That's it, guys. Those are the 5 books that I recommend before the year ends. Hopefully they bring a smile to your face as they have done to me. I know this year has been really crazy and wild, but Definitely reading some of these books will put a smile on your face and hopefully make you feel a little bit better. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can watch all of my videos, as well as follow me on Instagram so you can stay up to date with everything that I post. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.